Hey friends, it's Holly. I just wanted to give a quick update today before we jump back into season 1 and finish it up, and then also have a big favor to ask you as I look forward to helping you be able to deconstruct this stuff in your life much more. That I wanted to give you a quick update or a quick OG story of where all of this started. Last summer, I actually started to develop the short for Sacred Tryst and realized that it was a much bigger book and perhaps a series than just a little erotica short. That led me to develop what you call an author platform. That's where I started my Substack and then redesigned my website so that I could have that author platform. And that was under the name of The Dance of the Sacred Profane. As the election drew closer and I started to look at all of this information that I had from Deconstructing Patriarchy in my own life, and from that really vital book I keep mentioning, The Creation of Patriarchy, I realized that perhaps I was sitting on a missing piece that a lot of people didn't have in their repertoire to understand how we got here and therefore how to break it all back down and then build something new. That is what led me to start YouTube and to start thinking about doing videos to supplement what I was doing on Substack. I eventually invested in a creator content course for YouTube creators to help me learn how to make a bingeable library. That led me to create the first season for us, which was really this developmental plan of how do we deconstruct something this major, starting with our own lives and then outwards into the culture. Just keeps building from there. This work isn't just about informational education, which is the education most of us got in school, where we just learn something, regurgitate it, and then forget it. This is about transformational education, work that really gets into your psyche and your soul and helps eradicate the 6,000 years of inherited oppression and voicelessness that all of us have. Not just women, not just the marginalized people, but even everyday men. They're also inheriting this oppression and marginalized voices. That's what transformational education is about. It's helping you get into the inner zeitgeist, if you will, and eradicate, dismantle those old beliefs, those old ideologies, those old cultural DNA stories, and then replace it with something new and much more beneficial for this day and age. This entire time, I have been giving it my all. I've been doing my own editing, researching, writing my scripts, making sure that I'm over on TikTok and Substack and YouTube and hitting all the bases to help you find this work. And I've been doing this all out of my own pocket, which I have been happy to do. I finally had an opportunity in my life that presented itself this last year that gave me this leg up. And I said, I'm gonna go all in and try it out and give it 6 months. It's actually been 8 months now. I'm much further from getting monetized on YouTube and making Substack financially feasible for me than I had hoped. However, from all of you, I keep hearing that this is vital work, that there's nothing else out there like this, and that you want me to keep going. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep going for another 6 months and see where we can get in helping to get patriarchy to pay me to help dismantle it, if that makes sense. The thing is, I've already started to build season 2 and season 3. I have a lot of important things in the works already and on the books that I want to carry out. But I need to make some changes in order to make this sustainable in case I do need to go back to work. So what does this mean, most importantly, to you all, my mythic rebel soul friends? It means that I'm gonna keep showing up and doing all the work I've been doing. I've already been experimenting with what works for you, what do you all need from me in order to really make this transformational education. I've been trying so many different things like new content formats, PDF downloadables, lives, Substack. Here's the key thing I've been keeping in mind as I've produced this transformational education. What is actually going to help us untangle the tentacles of patriarchy's ideology from inside of us and be able to reclaim our voice with power and not actually overwhelm you or me? Because let's be real, none of us need more noise. None of us need me just talking in your ear all the time. We need real, sustainable, sacred soul education that can help us move out of patriarchal systems into whatever is coming next. We need real transformational education, not just that informational education we're gonna drink in 30 minutes and forget, but real soul food that's gonna touch our lives and help us evolve beyond the systems that have kept us in place, including the new patriarchal format and the algorithms. So I just wanted to take today to let you know know what's happening next as we're wrapping up season 1 and what to expect going forward from my work here, from this education that you're partaking in. I will be honest, I'm still struggling with episode 11. It should have dropped 3 weeks ago now, but the software that I was using, which is a free software because again, I'm doing all of this out of my own pocket, it literally ate my almost 2/3 of this episode of 11 was done, and it just kind of ate it, and it wouldn't open it back up, and I couldn't convert it into a movie to go take it into a new software. And then I've been researching new softwares and I can't find another one that I like as much. Because it is a free software, the tech support has been rather slow and not been able to get back to me what I need in order to finish this episode. But I am promising you it's gonna be worth the wait. In the meantime, you can go back and watch all of season 1, binge it. Just if you've already seen it, binge it again, because all of these episodes build on each other, as you've heard me say. The more that you watch this, the more this content gets into you, the more it has a chance to actually transform the way that you're seeing the world. Moving forward, we're gonna move out of episode 11, which is again more about the Bible history and how it got put together, into episodes 12 and 13, which are gonna be my personal shares of how I went from hell to holy hell. So my conversion to deconversion story. And then I'm also gonna talk about the toxic self-help world and how I got pulled into that because of patriarchy and found my way out. Now, that little one episode ended up turning into many different episodes. So I've decided that's actually going to be our season 3. Season 2 is going to be about this. I don't know about you, but I watch a lot of biblical historians and deconstruction YouTubers in order to just stay in the pulse of all of this. But I also am fascinated by what other people are finding. And yet I get so frustrated because they keep missing this bigger picture of taking off the patriarchal lens and looking through a wider angle view of the past. And so season 2 is going to be about just that. The frustrations that I'm finding as I tune into these scholars and these YouTubers, showing you what they're missing by missing this lens that I keep talking about that they're still seeing everything through. So if you've watched any of these people like Dan McClellan, who I recommend a lot on this channel, he actually is one of the better ones, Myth Vision, Bart Ehrman, and then some deconstructionist YouTubers. If you feel like they're still, they've deconstructed the dogma, but they're still not out of patriarchy, they're still on the stage of patriarchy, to make sure that you are informed of when season 2 is going to be dropping, most likely in the fall, then make sure you're here and on Substack to get those alerts. Now, for the biggest announcement, in order to make this sustainable for all of us, I'm doing a couple things. I'm gonna change our Friday release dates, which is what you're seeing this on if you catch me on Friday mornings, to Wednesday at noon Central Time. I've done a lot of research. It's gonna be a better time for all of us. Also, because as we wrap up season 1 and these long form transformational educational videos, I want to make this a more interactive community. So I'm going to be doing something that I've heard other creators do, which is going live on TikTok for a very short amount of time, and then we'll take whatever question we're looking at and go deeper here on YouTube in a live on Wednesday at noon. We'll do that a couple times a month. I'm also going to be interviewing some really vibrant, vital people for this work that I have met through Substack. I'll be doing those interviews live over on Substack and then posting the replays here on YouTube for you. If you're not familiar with my Substack, I do encourage you to head over there to check out what you can get. There's a lot of stuff you can get free. There's some stuff that I am making more of a paid version. So for those that do decide they have the $5 a month or $50 a year to invest on Substack, then they will get the videos dropped early on Wednesday mornings with a couple extra insights just from me, and those won't be posted anywhere else. You'll continue to get the Sacred Tryst, but I'm going to limit that to probably 1 or 2 posts a month because, again, I'm trying to make sure I'm not overwhelming you with all of this amazing content that's going to transform your lives. And then I will continue to do other personal essays and important topics. Like this week, I just talked about, should we be using the word matriarchy, or is that just more black and white thinking? If we want the opposite of patriarchy, it's matriarchy, right? I addressed that in my Substack this week, and I'll be doing other little things like that over the course of the month in order to help you deepen this work. The very important thing, how to support this work. If you've been here for a long time, since November, if you've just found us, then you probably know, if you're familiar with YouTube, the most important work you can do is to hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the comment, and then share this. Share it with somebody that you know is struggling maybe with their faith or with their toxic relationships or with their spiritual group, because all of that is really patriarchy. Basically, anybody in our day and age, you can help them by sharing this channel with them. So that is the most important thing that you can do in order to help grow this channel on YouTube so that I get monetized and make patriarchy pay to deconstruct it. If you have extra money in your pocket and you want to support this work, to support this transformational education getting out into the zeitgeist, then $5 a month, $50 a year, or you can make a one-time donation to my Venmo. I'll put that link down below. Either way, again, the most important thing is liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to the YouTube channel so that YouTube picks this up and sends it to more people. This is a unique niche. There's only a few people in this area of trying to help understand patriarchy. No one's doing it exact like this. So I really hope that you will help me out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit the share, and give me a comment and let me know how I'm doing. So here's the big favor I have to ask of you, not just the sharing the content one, but the big favor is I don't want to keep doing this on my own and just guessing what you need. Next Wednesday, I'm going to send out a survey asking you what freebie, because we all have to have freebies in order to get that funnel going so people get into the zeitgeist with us here. I want you to help me develop that freebie. I want you to tell me what you need in order to take this work deeper into your life and make it that transformational education that I keep talking about. If you're not on Substack, make sure you go over there, subscribe, put your email address in, and that way I can get that survey to you next Wednesday and you can fill it out and be part of the evolution of this channel. Also, because not one tool is going to cover all of the basis that I need for the back end. I know I get like, oh, I just roll my eyes at this. So I apologize up front. Substack, which has been my email newsletter list that I've been using to grow this work, doesn't allow me to do a lot of cool things that other email subscriber lists will let me do. So I have to start another one. I can't just transfer everybody from Substack over to that because there's legal implications. So you'll have to opt in for that new email newsletter list. But if you're on my Substack, you will get that alert and you'll be able to do that really easy. I know, one extra step. I'm so sorry, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna allow me just to streamline all of this process so much better and not overwhelm your inbox. If you're not on Substack, what are you waiting for? Get over there. Subscribe. Substack is an amazing world, and it's one of those social media platforms where creators get to control the work of the algorithm and not let the algorithm control them as much. So I highly encourage you to get over there. If you don't want to do Substack, but you still want to be on that email newsletter list so you get the updates, I'll have the link down below to join that email newsletter with me. And finally, one other little announcement is if you didn't know, over on Substack, I am releasing audios of these episodes now. So if you don't want to watch these, I always just tell people you can just listen to it as if it's a podcast on YouTube, which makes me sad because I put a lot of hours into editing and making these YouTube videos, but I get it. Just listen to it like a podcast. I will also in the future have these on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so that you can listen to those there. In wrapping all of this up, I am committed to this. You can tell I am super passionate about this work, and I have more plans to do my own research and further my education so I can continue to help all of us dismantle, deconstruct the ideology of the cultural DNA of patriarchy inside of us and outside there in the world so that we can start moving towards something called partnership societies. That's the direction I'm moving into researching because I think it's a real answer to where this work is leading. In the meantime, I want to streamline this work on this channel and on Substack so it's a little bit more bite-sized pieces for you and not as overwhelming for me trying to manage it all and get it all into your hands, and for you to be able to digest it instead of just in one ear, out the other. And truly, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you go back and watch season 1. If you've already watched it, go watch it again. If you haven't watched it, what are you waiting for? And hopefully next Wednesday, I will have episode 11 for you. If not, I'll do another little update of some kind. There's always more going on. Or maybe we'll do our first live. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like, the share, and leave me a comment of what you are liking about this work. So much love. Bye-bye. Toodaloo. Ciao, ciao. Adios.